Hey guys, Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews, and in this tiny little box there's a wireless mechanical gaming keyboard by Anidees, the Prismatic keyboard. Let's open her up and see what's inside. Alright, so I actually really like the looks of the box. So it's super subtle and you can see there's like a keyboard shape wrapped around this box. However, if your product name is so long you actually have to abbreviate it because it won't fit on the sticker. You might want to reconsider your naming scheme. Let's open this thing up. So it's just a sleeve style package with a bit of plastic on top here. And you can just lift this out of the way and you get the keyboard. So as you can see, this is tiny. Let's grab my Surface Pro keyboard. So this is the keyboard of a Microsoft Surface Pro, and it's pretty much exactly the same width as a Surface Pro keyboard. So that's also the device that I'll be using this keyboard with. What's super nice is, first of all, the build quality. So this is metal. The bottom is plastic, but the frame is metal. It's also super slim, so it's only 17 millimeters thick. Super slim keyboard. It's 29 centimeters wide, by the way, and it's a 67 key layout. As you can see right here, I have a QWERTY layout, which means you have this tiny little backspace key, but that's something you can get used to, I guess. A lot of function modifiers and a lot of extra keys to play with stuff. So let's start playing with stuff. Get a user guide. We'll definitely need this thing to figure out what we're doing. And then there's a cable. It's actually called the connection line. And you know, for this price, it's a 60 euro keyboard on Amazon right now. But you do get like a really well-built keyboard and also a braided USB cable. So it comes better packaged from the factory. I've been using this for a week now. But gold-plated connectors, and it's just a typical mini USB connector. And you then plug it in from the rear. On the bottom of the keyboard, by the way, there is a power switch, because it's not just a wired keyboard, it's also a wireless keyboard. So behind or in between the fake carbon fiber, there's a power switch so you can turn on this keyboard as well. And then you get an RGB light show. So before we look at the wireless functionality, this is what it's like when you plug it in. You get full RGB, so that's all 68 keys, although the Windows key is always red. And there's also this light effect that goes all the way around the keyboard. So you'll have this light bar that always goes, it circles the keyboard, which is a pretty cool effect. By the way, it's also full RGB as well, so it's not always the same color in the same corner. So it really is good looking. You can change between lighting modes. So if you press function and tab, you can switch between lighting modes. So this is like a ripple effect. You can also have this reactive effect, or the snake. That's a pretty cool one. There's actually 14 different modes with this keyboard. Now there is a lot of customizability. So for example, right now I have the rainbow effect. You can even choose how fast really fast or how slow you want the rainbow to go. Something else you can do is use the function and arrow key to switch between colors if that's what you're into. And you can also adjust the brightness level by pressing function and then these buttons. So you can make it really dim or make it really bright. You also have different game modes. So if you press the function and the tilde, you can switch between different gaming layouts. And then if you want to leave those and go back to taste the rainbow mode, you can just do that as well. So all this stuff is pretty cool, but there's also a wireless Bluetooth mode. So to do that, all you have to do is unplug the keyboard. You have to plug it in for charging, of course. Set the switch around the back to the on mode. Make sure that when the cable's in, it's set to off or stuff won't work. And right now you'll see the escape key will start to blink in a blue color. And it looks like it's just perfectly made for the Surface Pro, to be honest. So we're a little bit later. It turns out you have to press function, shift and L to pair it to the first device. So this keyboard you can actually pair to 3 different devices. So you can do function shift L, function control L, or function alt L. And you can even see the little indicator, so the number 3, number 2 and number 1 for the device that you're connected to. So as we can see, no cables anywhere, and the keyboard is now connected. There is no RGB lighting going on in wireless mode. But the important bit is that the keyboard actually works. So we can now start typing stuff. I just opened up Word to show just how little of input lag there is. There's just a lot of lag because my Surface is getting really old and really slow. But this is a really nice way to go fully wireless if your battery wasn't rubbish. So the input lag is actually very, very neat. So I can't really see any difference between this and the wired, or connecting it wired. So this keyboard uses Kailh white low profile switches. So as you can hear, it's a super crispy key, and sounds really good, and it's very nice to type on as well. The only thing, because it's so flat, there isn't any like shape to the key. So it's not like a concave keyboard or concave keycaps where you can easily find the key. So it actually takes some time getting used to having perfectly flat keys. Overall though, it is a lovely keyboard once you get it to work. The biggest problem that I have with this keyboard is this instruction manual right here. It's corrected with autocorrect. So when I first got it, I was looking and looking and looking for the table key, which I couldn't find. So I already contacted Anidees to tell them like this is just autocorrect. It's tab, not table, to fix that. But it's not a very good manual, and the keyboard is actually a little bit complex to get to work. But instead you get this sort of stuff. The keyboard itself though, super stoked on it. Massive thanks for sending me it. I really like it. I'm going to definitely use it for both my gaming and a lot of typing schoolwork on the Surface Pro. I really like the ability to take this one with me, be super obnoxiously loud with these Kailh white switches whenever I'm working with a bunch of other people. Like they'll hear you have a mechanical portable keyboard, and that's just awesome, you know, showing off that nerd factor. Anyway guys, it was a very rushed video. Terribly sorry for this. I just don't have any time to do proper videos at the moment. In a month, I'll be back to making full-length, fully featured reviews, and I'm going to give this keyboard its own separate review, but I'm actually recording this one on Friday at 7:15. I just got home, and I'm now going to quickly edit this and upload it for you guys. So hope you can forgive me for the lack of quality lately, but I just don't have the time. So yeah. Anyway, massive thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys next week.